Did you know that Brazil is not named after a fruit but a tree? Intriguing, right? Welcome to our exploration of incredible Brazil. This South American gem, renowned for its captivating landscapes and infectious samba rhythms, has a whole lot more under its vibrant surface. Today, we're peeling back the layers, revealing the enigma that is Brazil. From its rich indigenous roots to its colonial past and thriving modernity, Brazil is a treasure trove of fascinating stories. So, buckle up as we take a fascinating journey through Brazil's rich history to its vibrant present. Our journey begins in prehistoric times, where the first signs of life in Brazil date back to 9000 BC. Imagine, if you will, a vast untouched landscape, where the indigenous tribes of Brazil roamed freely, living in harmony with nature. These early inhabitants were hunters and gatherers, relying on the abundant wildlife and rich vegetation of the Amazon rainforest for sustenance. These tribes were deeply spiritual, their lives woven around myths and legends of the natural world. They created vibrant, intricate art and pottery, their creativity a testament to the human spirit's resilience and ingenuity. They developed complex societal structures with roles and responsibilities clearly defined within their communities. Their cultures were rich and diverse, each tribe with its unique customs, traditions, and languages. Fast forward to the 16th century, and the tranquil existence of these indigenous tribes was about to be disrupted. Portuguese explorers, captivated by tales of a land filled with gold and precious stones, set sail across the vast Atlantic. They arrived in Brazil in 1500, led by Pedro Álvares Cabral, and with their arrival, Brazil's destiny was forever changed. The Portuguese explorers were quick to exploit the land's resources, establishing plantations and forcing the indigenous people into servitude. They brought with them their language, religion, and cultural practices, which slowly but surely began to take root in Brazilian society. Yet, it wasn't all one-sided. The indigenous people also influenced the Portuguese, their knowledge of the land proving invaluable. They introduced the Portuguese to new foods like cassava and acai, and their hunting and fishing techniques helped sustain the settlers. The colonization of Brazil was a period of profound transformation, a melting pot of cultures and traditions. The Portuguese introduced new ideas and technologies, and their influence permeated every aspect of life in Brazil. But they also disrupted the indigenous way of life, leading to cultural erosion and societal upheaval. The Portuguese left an indelible mark on Brazil, shaping its destiny for centuries to come. Fast forward to 1822, a significant year in Brazilian history. Why? Because it's the year Brazil declared independence from Portugal. Picture this: a flourishing nation, yearning for freedom, finally stepping away from the shadow of its colonial master. This marked a turning point, opening the floodgates for a new era in Brazil's history. The process of independence was no easy feat. It required grit, determination, and a burning desire for self-governance. Brazil's fight for freedom was led by Dom Pedro I, the first emperor of Brazil. His iconic cry of "independence or death" on the banks of the Ipiranga River still echoes in the annals of Brazilian history. This was the birth of the Brazilian Empire, an epic that would last for nearly a century. Now, let's talk about Emperor Pedro II, the second and last monarch of Brazil. Ascending the throne at just 5 years old, Pedro II's reign was marked by significant progress in the fields of education, culture, and infrastructure. His reign saw Brazil blossom into a nation of potential and promise. But Pedro II's most notable achievement was the abolition of slavery in 1888. It was a landmark moment, a step towards equality and freedom for all. The Golden Law, as it was called, ended centuries of slavery and marked a major turning point in the country's social fabric. However, the abolition of slavery also marked the beginning of the end for the Brazilian Empire. The plantation owners, who were the backbone of the empire's economy, felt betrayed and began rallying for a republic. Their efforts culminated in a military coup in 1889, leading to the end of the monarchy and the birth of the Republic of Brazil. The end of the 19th century saw Brazil transitioning from an empire to a republic, setting the stage for a new era. This period of change, of struggle and triumph, laid the foundation for the vibrant, diverse, and dynamic Brazil we know today. From the ashes of an empire emerged a republic, ready to carve its own path in the annals of history. With the dawn of the 20th century, Brazil found itself in the throes of modernization. As we venture into the 20th century, Brazil experienced a wave of industrialization, a significant shift from its agrarian roots. the nation's economy started to diversify, and factories sprung up in urban areas, particularly in the southeastern region. This industrial revolution, while it brought economic growth, also fostered the migration of people from rural to urban areas in search of better livelihoods. Cities like São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro quickly transformed into bustling metropolises, becoming the pulsating heart of the nation's economy. Urbanization, though it brought challenges such as overcrowding and social inequality, was a crucial factor in Brazil's journey towards becoming a modern nation. However, the 20th century wasn't just about growth and transformation. It was also a period marked by political instability. In the mid-20th century, Brazil underwent a military regime, a period often characterized by censorship, political repression, and an emphasis on economic growth at any cost. This era, while it did contribute to Brazil's economic development, came at a high price for the Brazilian people and their civil liberties. But as the saying goes, the darkest hour is just before the dawn. The 1980s brought a wave of change as Brazil transitioned from a military regime back to a democratic government. This period, known as the Direitos Já movement, was a pivotal moment in Brazil's history, marking the return of civil liberties and paving the way for the establishment of a new democratic constitution. This transition wasn't smooth, and Brazil faced numerous challenges, but the resilience of the Brazilian people shone through, and they navigated their way towards a more democratic and inclusive society. The late 20th century was a time of transformation for Brazil, a country poised for growth and global recognition. As we turn the page to the next chapter, we'll see how Brazil, a nation that has weathered the storms of change, has emerged as a vibrant and dynamic country in the 21st century. And now, we find ourselves in present-day Brazil, a melting pot of cultures, traditions, and breathtaking landscapes. Brazil today is a land of vibrant colors, pulsating rhythms, and infectious energy. This South American giant is no longer just an emerging economy, but a key player on the global stage. Its status as the world's fifth largest country by population and the ninth largest by GDP is a testament to its growth and development. Brazil's socio-economic landscape is a diverse tapestry, reflecting the country's rich cultural heritage. It's a nation where the modern and the traditional coexist, where towering skyscrapers overlook bustling street markets, and where innovation is fueled by a vibrant mix of indigenous, African, European, and Asian influences. Yet, like any country, Brazil faces its share of challenges. Economic disparities persist, and environmental issues such as the protection of the Amazon rainforest, the world's largest tropical rainforest, are of global concern. However, these challenges also present opportunities for change and progress. Brazil's cultural diversity is one of its most defining features. The country's indigenous roots, Portuguese colonial history, African influences, and influx of European and Asian immigrants have all contributed to a rich cultural tapestry that continues to evolve. This diversity is celebrated in the country's music, dance, cuisine, and most notably its annual carnival, a riotous festival of color and sound that captivates the world. And let's not forget the nation's love for football. In Brazil, football is not just a sport, but a way of life. It's a passion that unites people across social and economic divides and a source of national pride. Brazil's role in global affairs continues to grow, with its influence felt in areas such as climate change negotiations, international trade, and cultural exchanges. The country's vibrant culture, natural beauty, and dynamic economy make it a fascinating place to explore. Modern Brazil, with all its complexities and vibrancies, continues to captivate the world. Experiencing Brazil means immersing oneself in its rich culture, diverse cuisine, and picturesque landscapes. In Brazil, life is a vibrant dance, pulsating with energy and bursting with color. The Brazilian lifestyle embraces joy, warmth, and spontaneity. Here, every moment is an opportunity to celebrate, and every celebration is an invitation to dance. From the sultry steps of the samba to the mesmerizing moves of the capoeira, Brazilian dances are a beautiful blend of African, indigenous, and European influences. Now let's talk about food. Brazilian cuisine is a gastronomic journey that will tantalize your taste buds. Feijoada, a hearty black bean stew with pork, is a national favorite. Then there's acarajé, a delicious deep-fried ball of dough filled with shrimp and vatapá. And who can forget the Brazilian barbecue, or churrasco, where skewers of meat are grilled to perfection over open flames. Pair these with a glass of caipirinha, Brazil's national cocktail, and you're in for a treat. Brazilian music is as diverse as its people and landscapes. From the rhythmic beats of samba and bossa nova to the modern sounds of Brazilian pop and hip-hop, there's a melody for every mood. Music is an essential part of Brazilian life, a soundtrack that accompanies every moment, from the mundane to the monumental. And then there's the breathtaking beauty of Brazil's landscapes. The towering peaks of Sugarloaf Mountain, the sprawling urban jungle of São Paulo, the pristine beaches of Copacabana, the awe-inspiring Amazon rainforest, and the iconic Christ the Redeemer statue overlooking Rio de Janeiro. These are just a few of the sights that make Brazil a dream destination for travelers. But beyond the music, the dances, the food, and the landscapes, it's the people who truly define the Brazilian experience. Their welcoming spirit, their zest for life, their resilience, and their passion. These are the elements that make Brazil not just a place, but a feeling. To truly understand Brazil, one must experience it firsthand. From the prehistoric times to the modern era, Brazil's journey is nothing short of extraordinary. This vast and vibrant nation has a story that's as colorful and compelling as the patchwork of landscapes that form its heart and soul. Let's take a moment to reflect on the key points we discussed today. We started with the enigma of Brazil, a country that has been a cradle of civilization, teeming with life and culture since prehistoric times. We then traced its journey through the early days, a period marked by exploration and colonization that shaped the nation's destiny. We delved into the era of independence and empire, witnessing a nation's struggle for freedom, its triumphs and trials. Brazil, like a phoenix, rose from the ashes of colonial rule to establish its own empire, a testament to the indomitable spirit of its people. Then came the Republican era, a time of transformation and change. Brazil shed its imperial past and embraced a new identity as a republic, marking a significant chapter in its history. This was a time of progress and prosperity, but also of challenges and changes. In our discussion of Brazil today, we touched upon its cultural diversity, a melting pot of influences from its indigenous tribes, Portuguese colonizers, African slaves, and immigrants from Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. This rich tapestry of cultures has given birth to a unique Brazilian identity, one that's expressed in its music, dance, food, and way of life. We also explored the Brazilian experience, a sensory feast that encompasses the sights, sounds, tastes, and emotions of this dynamic nation. From the pulsating rhythms of samba and bossa nova, to the tantalizing flavors of feijoada and acarajé, from the awe-inspiring vistas of the Amazon rainforest and the Pantanal wetlands, to the urban charm of cities like Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo, Brazil offers an experience like no other. As we conclude our journey, we leave you with this thought. Brazil is not just a country, but an experience, a rhythm, a dance, a celebration of life. It's a place where the past and present intertwine, where tradition and innovation coexist, where every moment is a celebration of life in its most vibrant form. Until next time, goodbye and safe travels.